Okay, welcome to your 10th CSS and HTML tutorial. In this tutorial, we will be covering the CSS box model, margins, borders, padding, and content. Now, remember from the last tutorial that all elements on the web page can be considered as boxes. Now, with the CSS box model, an element can be made up of its content, padding, border, and margin. Now, what's important to understand is that in the W3C box model, which is the standard box model for most browser implementations, the width of the element gives the width of the content of the box, not including padding and border. Okay, that is box sizing, content, box. Let's put in some div elements to illustrate this. So we're gonna put in div. Let's give it an ID of, let's say, box 1, and let's give some content box 1. Let's copy this down one more time. Okay, and let's give this an ID of box 2, and the content, let's say box 2. Okay, let's add some styles to box 1 and box 2. So we're going to say box 1, let's say width 100 pixels, and let's say height 100 pixels as well, and let's say background color, let's say green, and let's copy this down one more time. Okay, let's change this to box 2, and let's say the background color is blue. Let's Control S to save, and let's preview this in the browser. Let's put a paragraph element between this to separate it. Control S to save. Okay, as you can see here, we have two div elements. Okay, box 1 and box 2. Now, as they stand right now, box 1 the width of box 1 is 100 pixels, and the width of box 2 is 100 pixels as well. Now, to illustrate the W3C box model, okay, where the width of the box is measured as its content, let's add a border. Let's add a border to box 1. Okay, so we say border, let's say 5 pixels, solid black. Control S to save. And as you can see here, the width of the box has now increased. It does not look as it is one. It does not look 100 pixels in length, as box 2 is 100 pixels in length. It is now increased to 100 pixels plus 5 pixels on the left for the border, plus 5 pixels on the right for the border. It has increased to 110 pixels. Now let's add in let's add in padding as well. So we're going to say padding. Let's say 10 pixels all the way around. Control S to save. And now, as you can see here, the box 1 has further the size of box 1 has further increased. Okay, we added 10 pixels to the left, that is padding to the left, and padding to the right 10 as well. So that's 110 plus 10, which is 120, plus 10, which is 130 pixels. Now, as you can see, the box has increased to 130 pixels, whereas it is represented as 100 pixels here with our CSS. Okay, so that is the W3C the box model. Okay, now there is a way to, that is what happens with the W3C box model. It is measured as its content. Okay, now there's a way around this with the new CSS specification, which allows you to switch between box models. So you can say either box sizing border box, okay, or you can say either box sizing content box. So box sizing, this is what we have here: box sizing content box, which is a default style for the W3C box model. Okay, now if we use the CSS3 specification, we could say box sizing. We can switch to border box. Now watch what happens when we switch to border box. Okay, as you can see here, the width of the box is exactly what is specified within the CSS, which is 100 pixels. Okay, so But this we're gonna be getting into further tutorials with CSS3. But for the sake of this tutorial here, I'm using the CSS3 declaration right here. Okay. But what you also need to know is that for Microsoft Internet Explorer, and there is a different declaration you would have to use, which is you would have to use for Microsoft, you will have to use MS, right? Box sizing, okay, and you would say border box, okay. And for the Mozilla browser, Firefox, you would have to use Moz, okay, Moz box sizing border box. But we will be getting into CSS3 in further tutorials, okay. But I use CSS3 for the sake of this tutorial here. Okay, so this is the border, the box CSS box model. Okay, margins, borders, padding, and content. Okay, so thank you for watching this tutorial. Do ensure that you subscribe, and I'll see you in further tutorials. Thank you.